Pigeon River continues to rise here in Canton, North Carolina. It's out of its banks in a couple of locations as well, including some structures in downtown Canton that are preparing for this river to rise even more, as 2 to 3 inches of additional rainfall at least is expected through this evening and the overnight tonight across the southern Appalachians. Flash flood warnings are in effect in the higher terrain just above Canton, and that includes the Sunburst area up towards Sunburst Falls, where I just observed a life-threatening flash flood across that area. Very fast-moving floodwaters, large debris coming down the flash flood as well, and that flood actually overtopped the road just to the north of Sunburst, so that road is now closed near Sunburst Falls. Down here in Canton, this is a river flood event, and this river has just surpassed flood stage. It's at about 6 feet so far, continues to rise. There's additional precipitation, including very heavy rain that continues to move in from the south. Additional flash flood warnings are across upstate South Carolina on the other side of the Appalachians, on the other side of the spine. 6 to 8 inches of storm total rainfall has fallen across the higher terrain along the Blue Ridge Parkway, and that flash flood is going on either side of the spine of the Appalachians, down toward Cashiers, Rossman area, Balsam Grove, also an area that is encountering some significant flash flooding. And this is the same area that experienced devastating flash floods during Tropical Depression Fred, as that came in last fall, dumping double-digit rainfall across the higher terrain, even loss of life that was experienced during that substantial flash flooding event. This one here was a little bit more localized, not quite as large of a rainfall footprint, but enough to create some life-threatening flash flooding, especially across the higher terrain near the Blue Ridge Parkway and just below it. You can see the debris here, though, that is starting to fill the Pigeon River. I've even seen a couple of large trees that have flowed down the river here at Canton, North Carolina, so the river continues to rise. All of that heavy rainfall that has fallen in the higher terrain across the southern Appalachians has to flow somewhere, and it's coming down in the Pigeon River that is continuing to flood. And the more rainfall that falls, the more significant this flooding is going to be downstream. So definitely stay tuned to those evacuation orders, as the flash flooding could definitely get life-threatening in additional areas, including the areas at the lower elevations below the higher terrain. Definitely a dangerous flooding event impacting the southern Appalachians.